The great thing about Telegram is when you're sending messages, now on the right hand side here, you'll see this is a mirrored image of my phone that I have in front of me, and this is my desktop version. So I'm sending it from one account to the other account. Okay. The cool thing about sending messages on Telegram is, of course, all the features, the 2 gig size files, any type of file, etc., etc. There are other videos that explain that. But the biggest feature that I love is the ability to change messages that you have sent through to the person. What happens with me is when I'm busy with a client and I send through an image and they say, hey, there's a revert, something needs to be changed. I don't need to keep sending new ones over and over. I replace that one. So let me, for example, show you. If I go in here and this is an image, so I'm going to send this image through to the person and I'm going to say, here's the image. Again, for those who are wondering what this lines across my keyboard, it's swipe. It's what Android can use for typing also. You pretty much switch it on. I'm using Gboard, which is the Google keyboard, but most of the Android keyboards will have the swipe feature. So it pretty much works like this. Let me see. Here's the image I'm sending. So if I go to the word I just go from I to M. So I go touch on I and I slide it to M like that. See, it's not making the correct one, then I can choose the middle one. And sending will be S-E-N-D. Wait, let's go again. S-E-N-D-I-N-G. You eventually get the idea of where the fingers go and so forth. Okay, now I'm sending this file through to the folk and I realized, oh my goodness, this is the blurred file. I wanted to show them the more clear file. So I sent the incorrect one. So I'm going to go and just show you this program, really cool, Remini. And there's the image there. So I'm going to just do this, it'll enhance. There's a video also that I have of this particular application, but I'm using it as example. Now I've sent somebody or a client the image, and the one that I wanted to send was the one that this program did nice AI on to clear it. So say that's what I want, I then download that image. Okay, so I'm happy with that. It's saved in the gallery. I go back here. Now here's the cool part. I don't have to go and delete this and say, hey, sorry, I sent the wrong message. All I can do is I can come in, and if I go press edit, I've got a few options there. It says edit this photo. So if I say edit the photo, it's going to bring me up these things at the bottom where I can go and kind of manipulate exposure and stuff like that. But I don't do, let me say discard changes. Okay, I don't want to use that now. I want to change this photo. So what I can do is, if I tap next to it and I press edit, I go there to the part that says replace this photo. So if I tap that, there you see I've got the clear one on the left side. I can tap that one and then I press send. Now before I press send, you can see the message is the same, and this is the blurry one. All that will change is there's a word that will say edited, so they can see that this image has been edited from the original. That really helps, because if you send somebody something and they think it's that and then you change it, they might be thinking that they're going crazy because they saw something before and it's now changed. So at least the edit will give them an idea that something has happened, or you could describe it a bit different. So we can change the text also, I mean, by just going and clicking the text, sending, and put you there. So we can change text, we can change the image, and now when I say send, look what happens here on the desktop to the person you're sending. You'll see it starts to do a little refresh, and it will bring in the new photo. Isn't that cool? So as I said, you'll see edited there, which means that something has changed, whether it's the text or the image. So here you don't find like you're sending, 5 different photos and deleting and everything. So with my clients, when I send it to them and they say, listen, they need a revert done, this needs to change, what I do is I keep this as a single send through, and then possibly in the description, if I go here, this is what I'll do. I'll put that in there, and I'll say revert 01, so that they have an idea that that's 01. If I go and I make any change now, For example, if I come here and I go edit, and let me edit this photo, I think I'm going to go and take the saturation down on it, say done. Then before I send it, I'll go and say, okay, this is revert to. Now I often wouldn't do the edit on the phone. I do that in my editing software, which is specialized software for that. But here you could do this and then change it. And when you send it, it updates there. You'll see it updates to revert to. Okay, so you're keeping communication going through, but then you're just using one thing and not overpopulating the stuff. Okay, so that's how you're able to send an image or a video and have it updated on the other person's device without deleting and resending again. When you get used to this feature of being able to edit on the fly, even things that you've sent, and you go back to other applications, it's just a nightmare when you make a little mistake or you want to update stuff. The other thing about Telegram that I love is the size of the files is unlimited. So if you're doing design work and you want to send a 50 meg file or a 1 gigabyte file or something like that, there's no limits on that. So I'd say recommend you get started here, utilize it, and the other features like messaging and video calls and video streaming is all built into the platform. So it's an excellent tool for creatives to use to communicate with. You can archive material in here and all the plus. Great. So hopefully that gets you excited. Have a great day and shalom.